Hey, In2Picklers, Tony coming to you today from our home courts here in Clearwater. What I want to talk about today are the pickleball service yips. Most players at one point or another in their pickleball playing career will have the yips. They'll start missing serves long or to one side or another side, or sometimes shorter into the net. And a lot of times the player is just at a loss as to why it's happening. That's why they call them the yips. So what I want to do in this video is I want to talk about some of the causes of the yips, and then I want to give you some tips on things that you can do to hopefully get the yips out of your game so you can overcome them, get your serves back in, and get back to playing some pickleball and enjoying the game. So let's get into it. There's several causes for the pickleball service yips, but at the end of the day, they all basically boil down to one thing, which is when you're hitting your serve, your paddle is coming out of the trajectory it should follow in order for the ball to go where you want it to go. What I mean by that is when I'm executing my serve, I want to hit the pickleball, and then I want to hit the next three balls in a row, so to speak, towards my target. So what happens is if I'm hitting here and then my paddle's moving one way or the other way, then the ball's going to go not where I want it to go. It's going to end up going to the left or to the right. Or if I'm hitting it, too high, then it's going to go potentially long. Another thing that happens is sometimes I'll be hitting the ball too high, so I'll be tossing it and rushing, so I'm hitting the ball up here, and I don't have control over the shot. Those are the types of things that cause the pickleball yips, or the pickleball service yips. So what we're trying to do to fix the yips, what we're trying to do is we're trying to basically take that out of the game, and what we're trying to do is refocus the paddle, the pickleball paddle, on a trajectory to where you want the ball to go. That's what we're trying to do. So the exercise we're going to talk about in a minute will basically allow you to isolate whether your problem could be that you're looking up. So what happens there is I'm going to serve, and then I bring my shoulder up, and you see the paddle gets pulled. So that could be the problem. It could be a problem. The same thing could happen like I'm hitting and then I'm flicking my wrist, or I'm pronating on the elbow or the wrist. That could be the problem. Another cause of the yips is I'm rushing. So basically I toss the ball and I hit the ball up here, or I bring my arm up and it's all jammed up like this, so I don't get to extend and hit the ball. I don't get to extend the paddle and the serve during the serve. Those can be causes of the yips. This exercise we're going to show you in a second will basically help you not just figure out what the problem is, but also help you slow everything down so that you can get into the right spot on the shot and make sure that your body is staying in a nice, smooth motion as you execute your pickleball serve. Let's look at a couple examples of service yips that can be helped with this drill. The first one is the pull away. It's a really small thing that the server does here, but he basically pulls away a little bit too early for his serve, resulting in going to the net. You're going to see here where his serve clears the net nicely at this time because he doesn't pull away too soon. I'll do a side-by-side so you can see it a little better here. And the one on the left is the one that clears the net. The one on the right is the one that goes into the net. Again, it's very subtle, but you can see how he kind of pulls away a little bit early on the one on the right compared to the one on the left, resulting in the ball going into the net. This sort of pulling away can be remedied with the drill we're going to look at in a minute. This next serve, you're going to see basically where the server gets jammed. Jen tends to rush her serve, and that results in her arm basically getting jammed as she's serving. You can see how her arm doesn't get extended there. This drill will help you extend the arm, or get used to extending the arm so you have a full extension when you serve and avoid the potential for getting jammed on your serve. Let me show you a drill you can do, and this drill you can do by yourself to help with the pickleball yips. You'll see I have a bag here with 10 or 12 balls in it, my paddle. I'm by myself on a pickleball court, and what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to just hit in a manner I'm going to show you in a second. And this way of hitting will basically help you work out some of the kinks that you're having in your game, whether it's you're hitting the ball too high, or you're twisting the ball or your paddle and things like that when you hit. This technique I'm going to show you now, this drill I'm going to show you now, will help you work through some of those issues without having the pressure of having somebody on the other side, trying to wait for you and things like that. Just do it on your own. 10 or 12 balls. Obviously, as an instructor, I have a cart of balls in the car, but you don't need 100 balls to do this drill. 10 or 12 balls, you just hit them. Then you can go pick them up, kind of think about what you're doing, see if you can find where the error or the problem that you're having is, and then just keep fine-tuning until you work through the yips, and then you can start serving normal again without the yips. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of times with the yips, they come from hitting the ball in the wrong spot. So I'm tossing it, I'm hitting it up here, and that's making me basically, I can't really control the ball that I'm hitting up in here, all jammed up. Other times it has to do with movement of the body. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to work on a drill where basically we're going to, instead of hitting the ball in the air as we would to serve, we're going to allow the ball to bounce, and then we're going to hit it. That'll allow us to take more time to hit it, and also will allow us to find that nice sweet spot where that nice extension of the arm and a good contact zone is, so that I can execute a better serve. Let me show you what that looks like. So you can see there is just a nice smooth motion. So I drop it, take my time, and then I hit it, and then I'm making sure that I'm keeping my body relatively still as I hit through the ball. I'm not jerking my body around, I'm not shifting my arm around. So what I'm doing is I'm basically just dropping the ball and then executing my serve with nice intentionality to the spot that I want to aim for.
Let me break down the drill for you into its essential parts here. It's really important that you take your time here. Do not rush on this drill. Toss the ball, let the ball drop and bounce nicely. You want to hit the ball after it has peaked or crested, so you don't want to rush and hit that ball off the bounce. You want to make sure your arm is extended, you have your eyes towards the contact zone, and you want to make sure you have a full follow through when you're finishing the stroke.
One thing that's really important when you're doing this drill is, first of all, don't hold multiple balls in your hand. So you want to, if you have pockets, put them in your pockets. If you don't, just leave them in the bag and just grab one at a time. It's really important not to rush through this exercise or this drill. This is not something that you want to just be, hitting ball. That's not going to fix your yips. It's you have to do it methodically. You have to do it really thoughtfully. What you want to do is make sure that you're taking your time and really thinking about where you want to hit the ball. As we recommend that you basically hit it middle of the box that you're aiming for, about say 4 foot in. So you want to have a nice trajectory of where you want the ball to go, or a nice aim of where you want the ball to go, and then you want to think of how you want the ball to get there. It's really important to have some concept of, I want the ball to go in a certain way. So do I want it to go like a line drive? Probably not. I want it to go sort of a rainbow arc, maybe clearing the net by say 3 foot is good. Nice 3 foot clearance over the net. I'm never going to hit the net that way, and I want it to go in the middle of the box. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my time, I'm going to get myself set, however it is that you set yourself there, and I'm going to drop the ball, and then I'm going to execute my serve, and then make sure that I'm just following through to the spot where I want to go over and over again. So I'm going to do one more, boom, then right there where I want it to go every time, nice and calm, bouncing the ball. By bouncing the ball, I'm taking away some of that kind of just anxiety or anxiousness that comes from hitting that ball in the air and trying to rush and hit it. Just give myself a little more time to focus on my stroke, allowing myself to hit a nice shot and get that serve in. What I want to do now, I've hit a few, bounced a few on the ground. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and hit one in the air and see how that goes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same thing I did before. So I was bouncing in before and hitting it. Now I'm not going to bounce it. I'm just going to toss it, and then boom, same shot. I'm going to do it one more time. Nice. So now if let's say I hit that one and it went the yips came back in, so I basically hit it and I pulled it one way, or it went long, or it hit the net, I'm going to then bounce the next one. So I'm going to bounce a few more and just get the rhythm again, and then I'm going to go back to in the air. So I'm going to alternate between bouncing them and hitting them in the air until I get the feel back, until I get the rhythm back of where I want to hit that ball with a nice extension down there, and I have a nice follow through. My body is relatively stable as I hit the ball, and I can get the balls back in, or the serves in, and I basically trying to work through the yips. As you're working through the pickleball service yips, as you're working through this drill and kind of just coming back to basics on the shot, it's really important to focus yourself on just good fundamental service techniques. I'm going to link to 2 videos here that'll help you with that. I'm going to link to a video that has 3 tips on the pickleball serve, so that you can just go through them and see what of those techniques maybe you need to incorporate into your game. And I'm going to also link to a video that'll help you with your ball toss. It'll help you with your pickleball ball toss, pickleball serve ball toss. I think if you take a look at those videos, kind of focus on those fundamentals, and then use this drill, use this exercise to just kind of get back to basics, get back to just the basics of the serve. It'll help you reduce the service yips in your game and get you back to serving the way you want to. Good luck out there.